Live from my hotel room, we're talking about the New York Jets surprising all of us and drafting a tight end at the very end of the third round. This is the Jake Asman Show. Welcome in, everyone. I don't have a fancy schmancy intro for Jeremy Ruckert. I didn't think the Jets would take a tight end after they signed two really good ones in free agency. But boy, Joe Douglas is basically saying if Zach Wilson is not the guy, it ain't going to be because we didn't get him enough weapons like the previous GM did to Sam Darnold. What a move by the Jets. I mean, the Jets taking the Ohio State tight end, Long Island kid. I believe he's from Lindenhurst. We talked so much about Ruckert months ago before free agency, before the Jets went out there and signed CJ Uzama and Tyler Conklin. But I love this pick, man. I think Jeremy Ruckert's going to be a real player for this team. Maybe not necessarily this year, maybe not necessarily right away, but I'm telling you, he is the long-term tight end potentially on this team. And you look at what they did here, you have the opportunity to add key depth at a position that you can never have enough of, quite frankly. You can never have enough playmaking weapons. And Ruckert is a physical freak. His athleticism is what stood out. You look at his production. He only had one drop on 39 targets last year. But the reality is he played in an offense with Garrett Wilson, with Chris Olave, with all the running backs they have at Ohio State. So he was never like a factor in the offense. But he's a really good blocker, and he can catch, and he can do things athletically. And the Jets got to, learn about him, speak to him, get to know him. Obviously, there was so much talk about Ruckert during Senior Bowl week, I remember on this show. So, look, I think it's a great pick by the Jets. That was my initial reaction. I'm surprised, but you can never have enough weapons, man. Really, I didn't think the Jets would go out there and trade up for a running back. I was wrong. I didn't think they'd take a tight end in this draft. I thought maybe at the very end they would maybe take a swing on one, but you talk about a fun day two for this football team, man. This team is trying to do something I've been screaming for them to do for years. Score points and, dare I say, try and win games. And my goodness, have the Jets upgraded really every position on offense around Zach Wilson. It's been unbelievable to watch. Here was the Jets tight end depth last season. All right, last season, the Jets tight end depth chart was Tyler Kroft, Ryan Griffin, and Daniel Brown. Their top three this year is CJ Uzama, Tyler Conklin, and now Jeremy Ruckert. I mean, my goodness, this team is all about getting weapons to help the quarterback. Now, look, I wanted a linebacker. I wanted, some tackle help, but they got picks tomorrow to do that. And ultimately, as I've said, if Zach Wilson doesn't work out, does any of this matter? You need to have weapons on weapons on weapons, because the reality is, if Zach Wilson doesn't work out or you have a couple injuries, all of a sudden you lose that depth. So you need to know what Zach is, and getting him all this help. You're basically saying, Zach, let's go. It's on you. I think he could play. I'm not worried about Zach Wilson, but we got to know one way or another. And we're going to know. And that's really the biggest takeaway, I think, from night two of the draft here, right? You add a tight end after you got arguably the best running back in the class. I mean, what more do you want? Like, this team's all in. Let's talk about the offense as a whole. Skill position additions this offseason. The two tight ends in Uzama and Conklin, now added with Ruckert in the draft. Garrett Wilson at number 10, which I loved. He was my wide receiver one. You guys know that, who watch this show regularly. And then the best running back in the class, in my opinion, Breece Hall, who I didn't think was going to be there for the Jets. I thought they would not go running back that high. I thought the Texans were going to take him at 37. Shocker, they were. I checked in with my sources in Houston. That was their pick, and they pivoted once the Jets jumped him. Like, what an outstanding job by Joe Douglas to basically say, yes, we have issues on defense, but we got Sauce, we got Jermaine. Now let's go score points, man. Let's get some depth. If Uzama, who has an injury history, goes down, you now have Ruckert, who's your backup to Conklin. You look at this offensive line. You add Lincoln Tomlinson in free agency. You have flexibility on the O-line. You have, obviously, the running back move with Breece Hall. I mean, so awesome, man. I just retweeted a picture. Jeremy Ruckert's from Lindenhurst, Long Island, about 30 minutes from where I grew up in Syosset. And he was a huge Jet fan growing up. He was a huge Jet fan. There's a picture of him that I retweeted of him wearing a Curtis Martin number 28 Jets jersey. I mean, pride of Long Island, baby. We're pumped up. I think every Jet fan should be ecstatic. I think every Jet fan should be thrilled. I think they now have to obviously pivot, probably get linebacker, offensive line on day 3 of the draft. But, I mean, you guys know if you've been watching the show for a while, Ruckert and Trey McBride were the two tight ends I liked the most. And they got one of them. I didn't think they would, but I'm not going to complain. Also, Ruckett could block, man. The Jets got to try and run the ball, and they're going to with Hall and Carter. And I can't wait. By the way, Jet fans, you guys are in good hands. Let me tell you, with Brees Hall, I went to his press conference at the media center here in Vegas, and I got to ask him a couple questions. I go, Zach Wilson called you a baller. Your thoughts on that? And he lit up with excitement hearing that Zach said that about him. And asked him about playing in LaFleur's offense and what stood out. And he said it's running back friendly. This team's going to run the ball, man. The Jets have a chance to have their best running game this year since the 09 and 10 Jets with Rex and ground and pound. It's time to bring that back. And really, I'll do a separate video on this, I'm sure, sometime this week. There are no excuses for Zach Wilson. And I'm a Zach Wilson believer. But we came in saying weapons, weapons, weapons. That's why I can't sit here and be like, oh, well, I want a linebacker. Oh, I want a safety. I still want those things, but the tiebreaker's got to be you used the second pick in the draft last year on a quarterback that needs to be a star or none of this truly matters. Otherwise, Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are going to be out of work in a couple of years if Zach Wilson flames out. Let's just be real. That's how this works. So for them to go out there and take arguably the best running back in the class, the best receiver in the class, and depending on who you talk to, one of the better tight ends in the class, I mean, how could you not like this? Also, Shaheen Holloway, love that. Darrelle Revis announcing Brees Hall. Love that. I mean, I'm pumped, man. It is weird that the Jets have had a draft what feels like is getting universally praised. Now, Super Bowls aren't won in April. Hell, this team hasn't been to the playoffs in 11 years, and you don't get to the playoffs just with one draft. But, this team has just totally overhauled its skill position unit. It has totally overhauled key areas of their defense, such as Jermaine Johnson at pass rush, adding to Carl Lawson. That's an overhaul. He's coming back this year. He didn't play a game last year. That factors in here. I mean, I just love that Joe Douglas basically went BPA at, offensive skill position players. Why not, man? Like, let's go. Let's go, man. This is all about giving Zach Wilson a chance to succeed, and they've done it. Like, I couldn't be happier with what the Jets have done here with this Ruckert pick. So we'll do some questions here about Jeremy Ruckert, super chats. We'll, of course, cut the line, but I have to imagine Jet fans, you guys are probably feeling great, right? I mean, does anyone dislike this pick? I mean, Joe Douglas confirmed that they were trying to get Brees Hall, by the way, last night, called him a top 20 playmaker. I have to imagine that the same thing with Ruckert here. He's high up on their board as well. I mean, just crazy. Just crazy. By the way, Douglas saying they tried to move back up into the first round for Brees Hall. Imagine the Jets came away with 4 first-round picks last night. Instead, you leapfrog the Texans where he was going, and you get Brees Hall by making that deal with the Giants, which ended up being a really good trade as well. So, Ohio State fans, you got reasons to root for the Jets. You got Garrett Wilson and Jeremy Ruckert part of this offense now going forward. And believe me, there are a ton of people that are from Long Island or New York, Jersey that went to Ohio State that are Jet fans. I feel like half my high school went to the Ohio State. So, man, I love what they've done tonight, folks. I really have. So open it up. Comments, questions. You guys tell me how you feel about the draft so far. I also want to remind everybody there is still time to make a deposit at busr.com/Asman to automatically be entered in the Jets jersey giveaway. Baby, you got 3 choices if you win. You want a Sauce jersey. You want a Garrett Wilson jersey. You want a Jermaine Johnson jersey. We're giving away a jersey of your choice from a Jet first-round pick if you sign up at BUSR. It's busr.com/Asman to be entered in the jersey giveaway. I'm pumped up, man. This team has gotten so much better with this draft. If Zach Wilson takes a leap, we're talking about a team that's playing meaningful games in December. I'm ready to say that. Someone asked me in a previous video, how many wins are the Jets at right now? I don't know the win total yet. I'm not going to overreact on a Friday night here in Vegas in April, but I'm going to tell you, Joe Douglas saying we need to be playing meaningful games. He's backing that up by giving his quarterback help, by giving Zach Wilson 2 tight ends in free agency, a tight end in the draft, by giving him the number 1 running back in the draft class early in the second round, going up and getting that guy to add to a pick they hit on last year in the 4th round with Michael Carter, going out there and getting, in my opinion, the best receiver in the draft at number 10 in Garrett Wilson. And then obviously this defense needed to improve as well because it was terrible. You want to help your young quarterback? Well, good defense certainly wouldn't help. Wouldn't hurt, I should say. Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's about time. It is about time that this football team starts to win games. I'm pumped. I can't wait. We got the Long Island guy as a Long Islander. I love that Jeremy Ruckert's a Jet. Absolutely tremendous. I'm seeing James say build the statue. A Train, let's go win some games now. Jake Klein say, Jake, get to Marquee and Hash House. I'm going, Jake. I promise there'll be some partying. You'll notice I left the draft a little early tonight. I'm in a hotel room by myself. This is how much I love you guys. All my friends are out to dinner right now. I'm like, I got to do a video. I got to talk about Jeremy Ruckert. I'm not going anywhere. I promise you guys videos after each Jet pick the first 2 days. I'm making sure we deliver on that promise. Now, I do want to say this. Likely will not have a video tomorrow until very late tomorrow, perhaps a video in the morning, but the draft is starting at 9 a.m. out here, and I'm flying around 5. So I don't know my schedule just yet, but Sunday for sure, we'll have a video wrapping up whatever they do in day 3. But these are the premium picks, day 1, day 2. They traded up to get Breece Hall. They stayed and got a really good tight end, I believe, at pick 101. I think you got to be pumped the hell up if you are a fan of this football team right now. All right? I look forward to wearing this Jet hat downstairs because everywhere I've gone these last couple of days in Vegas, I've had people coming up to me telling me how great the Jets have done in the draft. No one's making fun of the Jets this weekend, that's for sure. When you tell people you're a Jet fan, no one's snickering and making jokes. Not right now. There are no more excuses for Zach Wilson. It is time for him to go out there and ball, and I think he's got the skill set to do it. Continuity in this offense. Let's go, baby. Let's go, as Robert Saleh said. Here we go. So there you have it. There you have it. All right, I appreciate all of you for watching this video. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a big recap video for Jet fans to check out. So I'm going to end the video here. We'll go live once again, probably another 15, 20 minutes, just recapping everything the Jets have done in the draft. I'm not done yet. We got plenty to talk about. I want to keep this conversation here to just Ruckert. So I'm going to stop the video. We'll do another video. If you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified in about 5 minutes when I get the stream ready to go live again to recap night 2 of the NFL draft. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. Appreciate all of you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Let's go Jets, baby. Time to win football games.